The first person I get to introduce to you is an acclaimed activist. She leads the Gathering for Justice. She was the co-founder of the Women's March. She's been walking the path of Indian nonviolence for as long as I've known her. She's sister to my heart. We bond over what it is like to raise small children and do this work. And I'm so happy she's here. Carmen Perez.
Dear friends, I remember a time when everything changed for my family. It was January 16th, 1994, at 4 a.m., when a knock on the door shattered our world. My sister Patricia, who was a day 2 years older than me, was killed in a car accident, and my parents needed to identify her body. The pain was unbearable. I could not eat, sleep, or talk. Days later, the police came back to ask my parents if they wanted to press charges against the person who took her life. I stood by the door quietly, consumed by my anger, grief, and confusion, unsure how my parents would respond, waiting for them to say, "Lock him up." Then, something surprisingly happened. My parents turned to each other, whispered quietly, and my father, carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, said, "I can't take another mother's child away." In that moment, my parents chose love over vengeance, love over anger. They chose love over what others might call justice. Their act of forgiveness wasn't just for the person who took my sister's life. It was for us, their children, and it was for themselves. It was for our family's future. They understood that whatever decision they made would follow us throughout our lives, especially mine as the youngest, watching their every move. Because of that act of love, I learned that even in the deepest pain, there is space for compassion. My parents showed me that love doesn't erase the hurt, but rather gives us the strength to rise above it. Their love gave me the courage to make an unimaginable choice, and that choice changed everything. It taught me to channel my anger, my fears, my doubts, into something greater than myself. To seek love and light, even in the darkest times, in the darkest places. I want you to know that love, agape love, Ubuntu love, in Lakesh type of love, but especially revolutionary love, is a force stronger than anger, grief, or loss. Love can heal us when nothing else can. And often, it is the most unexpected acts of love that transform us the most and give us the courage to change the world. With love, Carmen.